Hello, chat. Welcome to this corner of the internet. If you care enough to stay and listen, I suggest you grab a cup of tea and have a little chat with me. Yeah, so I just want to share to you guys how much I love writing down my prayers. Whenever I write my prayers, I feel more vulnerable and sincere with every word that I write. Everything is carefully thought of, unlike when I just, say things by words. By doing so, I become more intimate with God. I feel like I am more intimate with God. It feels like I am writing a love letter to a faraway friend from another universe. Every word suddenly matters when I write them down. Because, of course, when you write, you cannot write everything down. Unlike when you say your prayers, you can just ramble on and on and on about random stuff. But when you write your prayers, you become more intentional, you become more selective of what actually matters to you at the moment. Writing just creates that friction to be selective with the words that matters the most. Because then if you don't do that, then your wrist will hurt and there will be pages and pages of prayers. Although there is nothing inherently wrong with rambling on and on your prayers, I just feel like writing a concise and intentional prayer is very powerful. Yeah, that's why I write my prayers. I like it. And what I do is I have my notebook here actually. It's a notebook from 2023 where I wrote my prayers down. I wasn't able to write all 365 days, but I did write a significant number of days. What I like to do is at the beginning of next year, 2024, I reread all my prayers and highlight the things that God did answer. And then I wrote this thing called 2024 Gratitude Recap. And I write a couple of things, a couple of sentences. These are the answered prayers. These are the prayers that God answered. And whenever I do this, man, does he not cease to amaze me. He just demonstrates once again to me how much he's so gracious and merciful and faithful and true to his promises. And it's just amazing that he answered a bunch of stuff. And if you want to be amazed by God, I suggest you do this kind of activity, So writing my prayers is like my form of collecting evidences and receipts that I can show God that, hey God, I prayed for this. And what it does to me is that it just also makes me want to collect more evidences and collect more receipts that I can show to God. And it actually brings me closer to God. Our pastor used to say that if it wasn't written, it did not happen. And man, I strongly agree with that. I cannot agree more. So writing my prayers is like writing my own account about my relationship with Jesus. You know how Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote their own accounts about their time with Jesus? It feels like that when you write your prayers. It's like you're writing your own book, your own account of what God has done to your life, of how good God has been to your life. I identify with that idea, with that concept, that if you write something, there's a proof that it exists, it happened, and there's a proof, God, that I prayed for this, and there's also a proof that you answered to it. it's just a powerful exercise, a powerful tool to bring you closer to God. And it's also a very peaceful feeling and gratifying feeling to see the list of all your answered prayers.